7037 Cal BRE 018694452 and 1866775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest.
Welcome back.
Joe Ingram, Ingram Interactive, is back with us. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm really wondering how many people out there I really know what that song is from.
Well, it depends on the age group.
Exactly.
If they're as old as you, Joe.
Oh yeah, I sure know, Mr. Carter.
Mr. Carter, and you might have been right back there in the back. I don't want to cause trouble, but something about Horse Shack seems to.
Yes.
I'll just throw that out there for you.
Oh,
Mr. Carter.
Mr. Carter.
We all remember that one, right? Let me remind you, if you ever have any more finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Just remember that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we are celebrating. We like to celebrate on Ron Siegel Radio that usually, for some reason, and maybe it is because I've beaten anorexia, all of our celebrations tend to revolve around food. And, it's just one of those things. Eat fruit at work day. I don't know about that one. Get funky day. Joe, that was made.
Much more. That one's way right down my alley. Forget about this. Let's go down to Funky Town.
Now, I was at an event on Sunday evening, and I was sitting next to the famous Tim Hurley. So today we will say is National Rhode Island Day. So just for his benefit. Let's look also Do Something Nice Day. Well,
yeah.
Joe,
I totally skipped right past that obvious answer.
Yeah, that would not be there. But, I got to admit, I'm looking at this one, and I didn't know what it was at first. But today is also National Apple Betty Day.
What's an Apple Betty?
That's what thanks for teeing that up.
Yep.
It's a sweet aroma of apples baked in cinnamon and oats. And I'm looking at this picture right here. They've got some vanilla ice cream on top. It's either vanilla ice cream or it's Cool Whip, and I don't care which one.
Right.
Either way is good for me. So the day, we're going to go with National Apple Betty Day. I think that's a good place for us to start today. Looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average today. Talk about a roller coaster, right? Dow Jones is up 442 points today. It was down about the same yesterday. The S&P 500 up 62.80. NASDAQ, it's up 223 points. Oil, well, I told you this about 10 days ago, I think it was. If I had all of our programs cataloged, I might know the answer to this, but oil, it's up $1.47 a barrel. Ow! Remember I told you it was going to go to about 90, 95 a barrel? Well, it's at $1.47 a barrel right now. Now, should we look? Yeah, well, Joe drives an electric vehicle, right? So
It's a hybrid. I still have to put gas in it.
Oh, are you driving a hybrid now?
Yes, I just put in, as you know me personally, but $69.69 for 14 gallons.
Oh shit!
I was like, yes.
Now
I jumped right on that "Let's Go Brandon" chant.
You jumped on that one, huh? What happened to the Corvette, the Jeep? I mean, you had all these gas guzzlers, and now you've got a.
Yeah, now I got one. So it actually is it's a ploy, because if I pull up to a client, they no longer say, "I pay you too much."
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah,
So
there you go.
my car just disappears in the parking lot. So
And they still pay you too much.
well, of course.
Okay.
Of course. Yes.
So let's take a look at this, so that we can all be equally as ill as Joe,
Yeah, no,
other than our wonderful processor Lori, or underwriter. I mean, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Didn't mean to insult you there. Our wonderful underwriter Lori, she's paying $2.92 a gallon is the average. She's in Louisiana.
Ugh.
$2.92 a gallon. I think in California, do we pay close to that in taxes? Or if not, we'll get there. Give them time. Mississippi leading the country, 282.9. Josh, you're still going down, Josh. I don't know what the deal is. 388 a gallon. Last time we spoke, I think it was like 390 or something like that. So 388 a gallon there in Nevada. The national average, 320 a gallon. Oil producing state of Hawaii, 410 a gallon. And the tax them please state, no longer the golden state. We'll just say the tax them state, $4.41.4 a gallon. Ow! Yeah, and we just keep on doing these same things over and over again. $4.41 a gallon right here in formerly Golden State. Can't imagine what's going on here, but you know, we don't have any liberties anymore in California. And I know that some people get mad. I don't know if they're listening this morning when I refer to this as Calizuela. But you know something?
It is what it is.
Think about this. And I just heard this morning, California, basically the Delta variant is about gone now, right? There's a couple places up in the Northeast where they've still got some problems with the Delta variant of the COVID virus.
How do you test for the Delta variant?
I don't know. I think you just get a flu. You just go for a flu shot.
Okay.
Or go get a flu test.
Right.
Right. Have you noticed that we took 2 weeks to get rid of of COVID, or to flatten the curve, and all we got rid of was the traditional flu?
Right.
It's about
and heart failure and and pneumonia and
exactly
every other respiratory disease you could think of. Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing. But you know, right? I did notice that the governor said all kids are going to need to be vaccinated to go to school next year. Really? I mean, I don't get this. Why would the governor be butting into people's individual personal liberties? Right? Does anybody really believe the governor has any clue about medicine? I'm not sure he has a clue about anything but medicine. I mean, in Los Angeles, city of Los Angeles, this one just another one that fascinates me. Now, I think there's about 10 million people in the city in Los Angeles. I think in the metropolitan area, there's about 13 million people. And the person that they've got running the medical division, or whoever comes on TV there talking about the medical guidelines for COVID, is not a medical doctor. Can somebody help me understand that part? They couldn't find a medical doctor to give medical information. I don't get it. You know, maybe I'm not supposed to get it, but it just fascinates me how we continue doing these kind of things. So
we should check with the world's foremost expert, Bill Gates.
Oh, yeah,
because he's a doctor now too.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, no, he's not.
Yeah, you know something? It's amazing about that.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
So you know, it's amazing. So where do we go for our could go to Dr. Fauci.
Thank you.
Could go to Dr. Fauci, right? We can get our information from Dr. Fauci. Now he's the same doctor, and I just saw this one the other day. It hasn't been coming out. I haven't seen much news on this. Two things I want to talk about that I don't see on the news. Number one, there's been a lot of research that's told us that ivermectin is a very, very good solution as a therapeutic treatments for COVID. Ivermectin. Now, why don't we get the news about ivermectin? Well, it's very simple. It's a generic drug. It was made originally by Merck, or invented by Merck, patented by Merck. It's been around so long and so successful that Merck, it's come off of patent. So you can buy a generic, and it's very, very cheap, right? So they don't make money on cheap drugs. Now, I'm just going to throw this out there that last week, Merck came out and said that they've been doing a clinical trial, and they've submitted it to the FDA and CDC for emergency authorization use on a new therapeutic. Now, about 6 months ago, I told you this is what was going to happen. Merck was going to come out, and they're going to say, okay, ivermectin, we know it works. We're going to change it just enough to get a new patent on it. We'll put it into clinical trials, and we're going to say we've got a brand new drug, and this new drug is going to solve the problem. Does that surprise anybody?
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Only if you're not a regular listener to Ron Siegel Radio. Now, the other one that I'm fascinated by, now, I do watch a little bit too much TV. I've got it on in the background. I've got the business channel on generally. I watch a lot of news, all different stations. I like to even get stuff from the Cannabis News Network so I know what not to talk about. CNBC, I get to listen to Diana Olick so I can find out how wrong she's going to be this time again. But here's the issue. You ever watched a commercial for any kind of a drug? Any kind of a drug. I don't care what the drug is, right? And the last 20 seconds of the commercial, even if it's a 30-second commercial, are telling you the side effects of that drug. I mean, one of them says if you're allergic to the drug, don't take it. Now, I don't know. I probably needed somebody to tell me that if I'm allergic to something, don't take it. But they do that anyway. Has anybody heard a commercial for the COVID-19 vaccine, Pfizer, Moderna, it doesn't matter which one, Johnson & Johnson? Anybody heard one of the commercials for that where they give you the last 20 seconds of the commercial telling you what the side effects are? I haven't heard any of them do that. I'm just curious. I mean, does that law not apply to them? I'm just curious about where that goes to. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, Joe Ingram's in the house. We're going to talk about making money. 4 tips to prep your home for sale this fall. And is it ever okay to let your FICO score drop? All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, it's 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debt so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. Dow Jones now up 389 points. The NASDAQ is up 221 points. S&P 500, that's up almost 60 points. 10-year Treasury, that's up 5 basis points. What does that mean? Well, the yield is at 1.526. Well, that's for some seniors, that's going to be going to get better for them. It's going to help them if you are on a fixed income. But it goes the other way when you're talking about mortgage-backed securities. Those are down 22 basis points, which means interest rates are up on the mortgage-backed securities. Part of the reason the ISM non-manufacturing index measures the health of the service industry in the U.S. came in at 61.9 for the month of September, above expectations of 60. Now, we're going to get a lot. There's not a lot of news today. Next week is when we're going to get later in the week. Tomorrow we get the ADP jobs report. And Friday, we get the big BLS jobs report. We're going to see what happens when people stop getting their unemployment money. Right? Maybe they'll be going back to, maybe not, but maybe they'll be going back to work. So we're going to watch for that one. CoreLogic released their home price index report showing that home prices rose by 1.3% in August, 18.1% year over year, which is a 0.1% increase from the previous post. Now remember, CoreLogic does a great job of giving us historical data. And the last 12 months, their information on their forecasts, well, I think my dog could do better than them. And my dog passed about 2 months ago, right? So they told us about a year and a half ago or a year ago that real estate prices, not only were they going to go slowly, they weren't going to go up very quickly, they were going to drop by 6.6%. Drop 6.6%. Yeah, no. Nobody was very happy. Nobody was very happy about that. Don't worry, because they were so far off. They were up 18% in the same time period. So as a forecaster, when you're off by 24%, yeah, that's not good. And now they say, well, prices are going to appreciate over the next 12 months, up by 2.2%. But wait a second. They are going up like 1% every month. They just said they rose by 1.3% in August. 2.2% for 12 months, 1.3% for the single month. That means, are they saying prices are going to go down again and they're going to be wrong again? Yes, they will be wrong again. Top metros, Phoenix was up 31%, San Diego up 23%. Hey there, Josh, Las Vegas up 22%. So real estate prices doing well. That's the Mortgage Minute brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. So let's chat this morning. Joe Ingram is in the house. I know I watch you every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, War Games.
War games, sales training, sales marketing mindset, everything we need to push ourselves to the next level.
So are you saying that sales is a war?
I'm saying that most salespeople view it as a war, and rather than try to redefine it with them, I just ran with it. And plus, you can get really cool graphics when it comes to war.
Okay,
right?
There you go.
Yeah.
So my thinking is a salesperson at war with their buyer, or are they at war with their own mentality?
More often than not, it's the mentality that they have, but they project it to the customer. So the prospect comes in and the answer is, it's a battle for me to get the money out of your wallet. Instead of over providing value and giving good service, which ultimately will open the wallet to make it happen, right? And then you look and say, all they do is think about fighting it. To me, the answer is, if you build, what's the best game to play is a war game, because it's more strategy prior to execution. And with most salespeople, they forget to strategize before you execute, and they do that whole let's jump off the cliff and grow wings on the way down. And every once in a while, it worked. And
so I have a big mentor, mentor coach in the mortgage space, and that's one of his big philosophies is, if you know what you need to do and you're afraid to do it, jump off the cliff and figure it out, because that fear is going to make you go work harder.
It is possible, but what I would also say too is that in the world of sales, if that meant, hey, I'm scared to go do a social media post about my business, the answer is go do a social media post. If the answer is I'm really scared to talk to this prospect, then go talk to the prospect. But it's not, I'm going to try this new sales technique. I'm scared to do it, but what the heck? Let's do it right now in front of my prospect where I'm trying to make a deal.
Okay.
Right. And so if you jump off and wing it, which is a lot of salespeople do, then you end up with these closing percentages that are in the 10 to 20% range, which doesn't mean anything skill set wise. It means personality wise, you matched with the person.
Explain that, because I know you've tried to tell me
this
that.
Game. I love playing the game of personalities. So typically with your personality traits, you're looking at distinctly 4 different personality traits. So the odds of you and I being the same is 25%. So
I know you, so it's
right. Exactly. I didn't say you liked me.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You just keep leaving the office door unlocked, so I keep coming in. When you look at that and say, in the basis of who am I am going to match with 1 out of 4 people, typically 1 out of 5, but just statistically. So that would be 20% closing percentage, because I'm working with someone that is just like me.
Okay.
The person that when you go meet with them and you start talking to them, you're like, this wasn't even like I tried to sell. And their answer was, I didn't even plan on buying, but the transaction was so smooth and so easy. It's because you connected personality wise. But that means if you look at it, if I'm going to close between 20 and 25%, I have a 75% failure rate.
Wow, that's pretty good if you're playing baseball.
Right. Exactly. You can almost Hall of Fame it with that.
Exactly.
And so, but what I teach people is that you have to go look, define yourself, define who your prospect is, and bring out that part of your personality that matches theirs. Instead of being the ego freak saying, I'm me, and if you don't like me, tough.
Jeez, now I got to redo my whole radio theory.
Right, exactly. Well, when you're here by yourself, but when I'm here, it's all about me.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
unless we want to talk about something different, then we'll talk about you.
Yes, exactly. Well, we can talk about what you think about me.
Okay.
Yes.
There we go.
So that's how it works. But that's what I look at and say, come on, you got to break it down. We got to get better than just closing 1 out of 4 kind of deal, because those were the ones that were easy, that were give me anyway. So can we go learn a different side of and again, everybody has all 4 pieces of these personality traits in them.
So what are the 4 personality traits, Joe?
So if I go use one for any of the listeners to go out and play and on the web and find free test, it's the DISC profile system.
Oh, okay.
Right. So it's going to be the DISC. So it's the driver. It's going to be the inspirational person, the steady, stable person, and then my calm calculator individual. We all have all 4 residing inside of us. It's to the extent that we use it. And naturally, you're going to tend to be one of the four more often than not. That's like your natural resting state.
And I think you can take that test. I think that there's a free version of it on Tony Robbins' site.
Yes, absolutely. So
And-
that's why I use that one. I created my own, which I tweaked for all the different things, but there's no free test out there. So
okay.
Yeah, so I said this one, go out and again get a baseline. Find out who you are in a baseline scenario, and then if you go look and you realize most of your friends are the same one, the people that you know that rub you the wrong way happen to be the opposite personality of you. And if you look and say, okay, fine. Like for me, I don't want to balance my checkbook. Okay.
Right.
But I do have that detailitis part of me that could. When I used to do it, it was just one of those things where I write ESP in my checkbook and it was like error someplace. And then I just copy what the bank told me to put down. But you need to go out and you need to say, if I can define myself and then define who my prospect is, adjust myself to be who they need me to be to purchase from. That's where the win comes in.
And then you know something, that's the exact part of it that I was getting to, Joe, is that the whole idea is if you're in the sales world, right, you're trying to determine and influence that person to buy something from you.
Right.
Right. They came in your case, you deal a lot with car dealers, right?
Right.
So people don't go into the car dealership saying, yeah, you know, I had nothing to do today and I can't think of anything better than to go and sit in that 2x2 cubicle and I'm 3x3 and let them keep me there for the next 6 hours. I don't want to watch a ball game. I don't want to go to the beach. I don't want to go to a ball game. Right. And that's what I look out for. So they went in there for a reason.
Absolutely.
Now, and then you get the salesperson that wants to make you do something that you don't want to do when you went there for a reason to buy the car or to trade it or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. The answer is I could have brought it in for you to buy my car, right? Because nowadays they're just buying cars.
Right.
You go to the right dealership, they're like, I don't care if you buy one from me, I don't have anything to sell. But when you're looking at why would somebody come in, this in the automotive world and in a lot of our industries today, there is no more we're walking around the mall.
Right.
So we
already knew about the car before we got there. We did all our homework on the internet.
93% of the people have studied the car and or the dealership prior to setting foot on the lot. So let's not play a game and say, oh, they were just here to waste my time.
Right.
They were just one of those 75% people you couldn't connect with. And
yeah, so figure it out. Now, when we come back, we're going to talk more about how do you figure it out. And if you're a regular listener of Ron Siegel Radio, you know I've got something for you here. Right, so all you need to do is text RSR War Games to 79564. RSR War Games 79564. Take you right to Joe's site, or you can go to rsrwargames.com. We're going to come back and chat more with Joe Ingram when we come back for tips to prep your home for sale. And we've got, I know it's on here somewhere. Is it ever okay for your FICO score to drop? All that and more. You can reach me anytime off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at RonSiegelRadio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. 4 tips to prep your home for sale this fall. Even in a hot seller's market like today's, in which homes are selling so quickly, it's still important to make a good first impression on potential buyers. Taking the time up front to prep your house appropriately can bring in the greatest return on your investment. 4 simple tips to make sure you maximize the sale of your house this fall. Number 1, price it right. One of the first things buyers will notice is the price of your house. That's why it's important to price it right. Your goal in pricing your house is to draw attention from competing buyers and let bidding wars push the final sales price up. Pricing your house too high to begin with could put you at a disadvantage by discouraging buyers from making an offer. Your trusted real estate advisor can help you find the price for your home that reflects the current market value. Lean on your agent to help you with this crucial first step. Number 2, keep it clean, not the language, the house. It may sound simple, but keeping your house clean is a key to making sure it gets the attention it deserves. As a Realtor.com says in the home selling checklist, quote, when selling your home, it's important to keep everything tidy for buyers. Remember to take special care with the bathroom, making sure the tile, counter, shower, and floors shine. Before each buyer visits, assess your space and determine what needs your attention. Wash the dishes, make the beds, and put away any toys. Doing these simple things can reduce any potential distractions for buyers. Number 3, make it easy to visit. Giving buyers the opportunity to see your house on their schedule can be a true game changer. Buyers are less likely to make an offer if it's difficult to plan a tour or they can't easily fit it into their schedule. Making your house available as often as possible helps create opportunities for more buyers to fall in love with your house. Rest assured, your trusted real estate advisor will help keep your health and safety top of mind when buyers tour your home. Agents use the latest guidance to stay up on any protocols and sanitization recommendations, easy for me to say, Four, help buyers feel at home. Finally, it's important for buyers to see all the possible ways they can make your house their next home. As Realtor.com article puts it, quote, the goal is to create a blank canvas on which buyers can project their own visions of living there and loving it. An easy first step to create this blank canvas is removing personal items, pictures, awards, sentimental belongings from your space. If you're unsure what should be packed away and what can stay, consult your trusted real estate advisor. Spending the time on this step can pay off in the long run, as the 2021 Profile of Home Staging from the National Association of Realtors notes, quote, 18% of sellers' agents said home staging increased the dollar value of a residence between 6 and 10%, unquote. Bottom line, to make the most of today's seller's market, avoid the temptation to skip over the essential preparation steps. Connect with a trusted advisor today to discuss all the ways you can maximize your home sale. And as I've told you before, yes, I have a real estate license. No, I don't use it. I just tell you who the right people are for you to talk to. Give me a call anywhere in the sound of my voice. I'd be happy to put you in touch with the people that really are doing this right. They're out there looking out for your best interest. That's the bottom line. Some of them are out there. If they're not doing any business, what do you think they're looking for? A commission. If they're doing a lot of business, they've already got commissions coming in, so they can look out and they can say, you know something, house 1 might not be right for you, but house 2 is, because they know that they can just look out for what's in your best interest. That's the one I want to look out for you. So give me a call at 800-306-1990. I'll put you in touch. Again, that's the Real-Time Real Estate segment brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest 795-64. Find that dream home before someone else does. Continuing our conversation, Joe Ingram in the house today. We are chatting a little bit about sales, right? You know, everything starts with a sale.
Yeah, the world doesn't revolve unless somebody sold something.
But I mean, can you really think of anything that we do? Well, everything we do involves a sale.
Correct.
Right? I mean, you go to a restaurant, right? They want to sell you an appetizer. If they're good, they're going to ask you about an appetizer or a dessert.
Correct.
Right?
If they were smart, they would get the dessert order at the time you ordered your meal.
Right.
And that would increase sales instead of waiting to the end when you're full and saying, now do you want dessert? And you're going, I can barely move. Where if the dessert just came out, then.
Well, it sounds almost like what do they call those? A prefix menu.
Yes.
Right?
Just drop it in. Let's assume the close in the beginning and give you the option. It was still your choice to decide on which dessert you wanted. But our desserts are very exclusive and they take a while to prep them. So I need to put those in as your meal comes out. So what did you want to make sure you got?
And it was
today?
a Krispy Kreme donut.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a bowl of Jell-O.
Yeah.
But, it takes a lot to get it just the right consistency.
Got to get it just right.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's where those things come in. So we've been talking about sales and mindset, and I love that DISC profile. If you're an employer.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm a big believer in the DISC profile, but I want to hire somebody. Now you made a comment here, Joe. I'm going to throw this to you and you get your take on it, and then I'll throw mine in.
Right.
So we were saying that we don't get along with people that are different than us, or maybe we don't.
Right.
When I'm hiring somebody, do I want somebody just like me, or do I want an opposite?
You want to hire it depending on the position.
Okay.
So, for example, if I'm a salesperson, then I need to be that high energy person that wants to take charge and move forward. So if that's the case and that's who you are, replace yourself with that individual. Just realize you'll be managing yourself in another body.
So I like that idea, though. Replace yourself.
Yes. That's what most people get scared about. In most businesses, most companies, most of your managers, if you realize when you assign somebody to go hire somebody in their department, so I've gone in before and I grade everybody and I say, are you an A player, a B player, a C player, a D player, or fired player?
You're not allowed to say F. One of the schools came out and there's no more Fs in that school. It's racially charged or something like that.
Wow, really? So then what we're going to do is relieve you of your employment obligation. So for those players, yes. But when we're sitting there looking at people, if I'm an A player manager, meaning if you look at it and go, I'm the ideal perfect manager and I'm getting the great results, I will hire an A player person to be on my team. because I don't fear somebody chasing my job.
Oh, okay.
But if you're a B manager, a C manager, a D manager, you will only hire beneath your capabilities.
I want everybody on our team to be, and I'll tell this to Josh all. I want everybody on our team to be smarter than me.
Yeah,
right. That's the whole idea.
That was what Henry Ford said too. Right? I'm not the smartest person in the room. I just hire for the people that have bigger brains than me.
Yeah.
Let them solve the issues and go forward. I say go hire a lazy person. They'll always find a way to streamline the process.
That's a good thought too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what was Einstein that said the reason he invented the telephone was he was too lazy to go get Watson or whatever.
Too lazy to get a pen, paper, or walk over to somebody's house. When you're out there hiring, and that's one of those things you look for. If you write out what you want in a job description, you will actually find a personality that's in that position. So if I'm the one that doesn't want to do the books and I don't want to play CFO, right? You're going to very, very, very rarely find a CFO that has a great personality, that's the life of the party, that wants to go interact with everybody.
Right.
Because their nature and the love of the numbers and the no personality in the numbers means I can relate to just getting the calculations done. So if I'm Mr. out in front of the world and give me a microphone, like someone in this office.
I wonder who that is.
Yes. If I'm that person, then I wouldn't be hiring for me. I would be looking for somebody opposite.
Right.
And I want everybody to understand, get out there, define who you want on your team, then look at what personality is it, get your disc profile done on the person or whichever one that's out there that you prefer. But I like the disc because it's simple. But when you get out there,
that's the best part about it.
Yeah. I'm like, it's like, okay, it's a word in each category that can tell you.
Yeah, and I never remember the words, but I know I've got one of the big coaches in the mortgage space. He basically says, something, if you're going to be the loan originator, you're going to be the high D, but you need to hire an S and a C to take care of things because you don't want to do that.
Right. I don't want to get down in the details. I don't want to do any of that stuff.
I don't want to do the paperwork. Right? Let somebody else do the paperwork.
And the S people are our steady, stable, don't rock the boat people. And those are the ones that the D's like to delegate to them. So we love these people. The only issue they have is that they take it on from everybody.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, boom, they explode on somebody because they're overtaxed and overstretched.
It's fascinating stuff. I think we're going to skip our credit matters because we're going to do a big a credit show tomorrow. But when we come back, I want to talk to Joe Ingram because one of the things in a lot of industries now I'm seeing people doing is writing books. Now, if it's not on Audible, I don't know that it exists, but I want to talk to Joe Ingram about writing a book. How do you do that? You've got a lot of journal. I know you did an Amazon book.
Yes, absolutely.
Right on Treehouse or something.
So I did the Clubhouse Journal.
Clubhouse.
Yes. It was a Treehouse kind of thing. But the first book I did was an actual The Art of Communication book that I put out there. And that was my proof of concept to see, can I get a book published on Amazon quickly so that I can establish stuff? And I'll give you all the reasons you want to do that.
We're going to do that when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. Hey, it's Joe Ingram. He'll be with us. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, it's 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you missed any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender. Are you tired of paying rent? Are you tired of paying someone else's mortgage? Do you know qualified folks can potentially purchase a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket? Ron Siegel can help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, reach out to Ron today at ronismylender.com. That's ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey friends, do you dream of mortgage-free home ownership? Are you aware that even if you own your home free and clear, it could still be costing you thousands per year? The Siegel Lending Team can help you generate tax-free income, accumulate family wealth, and maintain ownership of your home. By simply emailing your most recent mortgage statement, you'll receive a no-obligation real estate plan. Learn more by calling 1-800-306-1990 or email me your recent mortgage statement to PEAR@RonSiegelRadio.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender. Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at RonSiegelRadio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So the Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. What are you doing about it? Listen tomorrow when we do our recording tomorrow. So we're on Sunday mornings. We record that program at 10:30 in the morning on all of our social channels. Jeff Sipes is going to be with us talking all about credit. So make sure you tune in. And then you can also get it on our website, RonSiegelRadio.com. We'll have that there once it's posted as well. But let's talk now. Joe Ingram, Ingram Interactive, is with us. And we're going to talk a little bit about writing your own book. Now, I don't know my life story. I'm not sure, Joe, anybody wants to know my life story.
Right. It's true. No one does. But I'm looking more towards, can you produce a book with an area of expertise that you have? For example, we're on the radio because of your expertise in the mortgage, real estate, and financial industries. So because of that, you have knowledge that somebody else would want.
Okay.
And rather than sitting at their desk on their computer or watching Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, they could
the numeral one.
Yeah, number one, please. Just like in your hearts. When you look at that, not everyone wants to sit down and take notes.
Right.
So can you grab some information that you have? And again, the reason I want to talk about making books. So I made a course and I put a course together. And the only reason I put the course together was to get the first book out of the way. You know, that trial and error, let's get something done, and just get you to become a published author. If I can get you to become a published author, then you now turn around and say, I am the expert on this.
Right.
So the reason we don't write books is because people say, I have nothing to say. I have nothing to do. And then you go, but yet you'll spend an hour talking to somebody else to help them through a certain situation because of your level of expertise. But there are people out there that need that expertise you have, but aren't able to sit with you or even know where to find you. And I look at it and said, so what I did was I said, I need to go practice putting this out there. So what's the easiest thing to do? A buddy of mine, Robbie Cornelius, he sat down and one day and he said, I'm going to do a book a day on Amazon for a whole year.
A book a day.
Yes. And I did the same thing you did. A book a day? What? Dude, seriously, let's sit down and have a conversation. So we sat down, had a conversation, and he was like, this is what I'm doing. He goes, how many times have you ever gone to any of the big box retailers to walk in to go buy a journal or a notebook? And he said, every time you do, what's inside? Nothing, just lines for you to fill out. And he said, I can write a book with no words in it.
Ooh, I can do that really well too.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Stop and say, oh, this is brilliant in the fact that people are out looking for things to write in. So why not get it from you? So I said, that's amazing. I went out, I made a bunch of these different templates and I grabbed stuff and I was like, okay, I can make the insides look like this and this. And most of the time it just needs to be blank lines for people to fill out. So I said, I bet you I can put a journal out. I got like 14 journals on Amazon right now. Okay. And I will tell you.
People are paying for these things?
I'm going to tell you, people are buying them. Yes. Talk about passive income, everybody. Right. And I will tell you that
14 journals of blank lined paper.
Yes. Yes. Some of them I made little sections in them. You know, to say, here, this is where you want.
Chapter 1.
Right. Well, I always say in everything you go through, you read and what you look for, you get aha moments.
Sounds like you're selling a pet rock.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. But again, you're going to go buy one that just simply has blank paper and a spiral notebook to keep stuff in, and you'll never go find it again. And you'll be like, didn't I have that? And you just keep buying them. Where to me, if you put all of your stuff together, so like I made one for live events. I went to an event in LA last weekend or the weekend before, and it was the Driven event. And I went to that one, but sitting up on stage, I had people that I knew and I had people that were sharing their information. So in one book, I have all of this information written out based on each speaker that spoke. So when you have Tim Grover go up there and start telling you things, you're like, okay, I'm going to write on Tim's. Andy Frisella came up, wrote down on Andy Frisella's. Brad Lee said, this is what you need to do. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, let me start writing this stuff down. But everybody has their own page. Now I have a book for that. The next live event I go to, I take the same book with me.
So it's not a second book.
No, I just keep adding and putting in there. So you can put as many pages as you want. When all the audio apps came out. Right?
So I want to see how you're going to do this one on Audible, Joe.
Yeah. So these don't go on Audible. These are proof of concepts for you. So I what I did was I put the course together because I had so many people go, how did you do that? How did you get a book up there? What it took you how long to get this book up? And I'm like, I can get it done in 4 or 5 days.
Bestseller book.
It was a bestseller. Yes.
Now what you need to do, Joe, and because of this is my own personal thing.
Yeah.
You need to automate this process. And my definition, I've got my own definition of automation. You're not going to find this in Webster. I could write a book about it. But my definition of automate is someone else does it.
Yeah, you absolutely. And you can do that if you can come up with this. I went through the other day and I was like, you know what? There's so many nosy people all around the world that every time you have something in your hand, they keep looking over to see what it is you're doing.
That's why they came up with those screensavers that you can only see from one direction.
Yeah, your phone all of a sudden becomes invisible.
Right.
Well, I don't think that you typing a note in on your phone is the same as you writing it out. And the process in the brain that triggers when you write something, right?
So how does it work if I'm writing on my
iPad?
My iPad right here?
Well, the reason they try to give you the feeling of a pen is to stimulate the same nerves in your hand that trigger your brain to say we're remembering this.
Gotcha. Okay, because if I had to write it, on most of the times if I write something, I can't read it the next day.
Correct. Yeah, it's a true statement.
And I put it in the closet because I don't want to read it the next day.
Right.
But here's the issue that I find, and I'll ask you the question here is, am I writing the book because somebody wants to read it? Or am I writing the book so that when I go to some event, in my case, people look at me and they say, you've got a level of credibility doing a daily radio program.
Absolutely.
Right. And whether I know what I'm talking about or not, the MC says, this is Ron Siegel. He's the host of the Ron Siegel radio show on Go Country 105 and ABC News and Talk. And, you should listen to him.
Correct.
Now, concept with a book is Joe Ingram, author of 20 books, 19 bestsellers or 20 bestsellers, whatever it is.
We can play with those, yes.
Right. But I mean, now they start saying, wow, Joe's got something to say and I better listen.
Absolutely.
Is that part of why you're writing a book?
So what I want people to do is, that's scary for a lot of people to say, I have to sit down and write out my book.
Right.
But there's two things that scare you is, I don't know how to get it published and I don't know what I should say. So I take away the first thing of how to get it published. So in the course that I put out, I say, go here, take the course, watch the videos. You're going to set yourself up on kdp.amazon.com. That's Kindle Direct Publishing. That's there. You don't have to carry inventory. Doesn't cost you anything. You build it online, and when somebody orders it, they print it, and they deduct the cost of printing out of the profit that you split 60-40.
Wow. Okay.
And so there's no expense to you to come up with a great idea. So I have one like, these are the things my parrot, the wisdom my parrot shared with me, is a journal, just to watch people's heads go, what? Right? Here's my conspiracy theory journal. Okay, here's my dog's conspiracy theories.
How do we get more information on this one, Joe? Because we're about out of time. How do we get more information?
Go to 10dayauthorcourse.com.
10dayauthorcourse.com. 10.
That's a 10.
10-day author.
Just go to 10dayauthor.com. Let's just make it short for him. I got both of them, but
okay, 10dayauthor.com. We're gonna go there, check it out, and as always, I ask you set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today, and of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
Lights go out and I can't be seen.